craziest part of the helicopter is when he does his turns, and you're like, hard to the right, hard to the left. This, I don't know. Maybe he thinks it's more fun than just kind of like going like that. You can tell how far up we are because the trucks that move all of the land and the earth around doing mining and stuff, they look like little Tonka toys. They're like little yellow dots. When the engine stops, you die straight.
The pilot has a heart attack. Who's jumping in the seat, me or you?
You, because you're closer. And you've flown on an airplane before, so it's you. I'll complain though, from my side. From my side, I'll be complaining.
Watch that mountain.
Hey everybody, and welcome. Woohoo! That's how we roll. Helicopters in Finland, Iceland, somewhere like that. So good to see everybody. Woohoo! Second live stream, Pulsechain, the latest Pulsechain news, of course. And we're going to get into a lot of good info. The Highest of Stakes released a little video teaser. Now, it's not a teaser of the documentary. It's a teaser leading up to the documentary. So they're going to be giving out heaps of these little teasers of characters and behind the scenes and things like that on the Highest of Stakes. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's check out, of course, the website. Bam, look at that. Looking badass on thehigheststakes.com. Check it out, of course, thehigheststakes.com. Very cool. I might post that in the chat as well. Before we can do that, of course, let's get into the house and say hello to all the people in the community. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun with that. And, of course, let's see who's in the house. We got Property View, Best Crypto Channel. Hey, appreciate that. Much love out to you. Is, what's it, Rastafari? Much love, my man. To you. All right. Bluegrass in there. Hello from Kentucky. Ready for another good stream. I appreciate that. Big shout out to you in Kentucky. Man, some of these states in America, many of them I've seen on TV and movies. I always love to go to them. Hopefully I'll get there at the end. We got Hex Token in his house as well. Hey, good to see Hex Token. Hey. And Jack Sparks as well. Woohoo! Excited. Me too. And of course, Brendan Eslick just coming back from Segway to it. It was awesome. It was all off-road through the bush and vineyards. That sounds really nice, Brendan. What a nice day out. Very, very cool. You can post some pictures if you want, Brendan, in the Discord. We'd love to see that. Let's go, Superman. Nice pump today. Woohoo! Yeah, definitely. It's been a pretty good day in the office. The charts are looking kind of good. Kind of look like they're getting that momentum. Momentum's what we're wanting. Confidence, momentum in the charts is looking good. Kate Figures in the house there. Hurry up, Superman. This recliner won't last forever. Kate Figures says, hey, Kate, are you still binge watching the movie series? He's watching some classics at the last couple of days as well. There's the Highest of Stakes. That's the website that we're on at the moment. The real story of the most controversial figure in crypto and the fastest appreciation asset ever. And of course, it's not over yet. It's just warming up from my point of view. Kate Figure, morning peeps. Blair SN's in the house. Oh, good to see you, Blair. Woohoo! Rocking on. I hope you guys are feeling the energy, man. The markets have been bearish, but Hex ecosystem price charts have been doing, not too bad. Pretty well in the context. So very cool. Hex Auto, nobody tells Superman to hurry up. Like he's already the fastest. Yeah, that's true. Well, Flash probably has they've had that Flash race. You ever seen that Superman versus Flash race? That's definitely on there. But of course, I don't recall. I guess Flash in the latest movie, he did turn back time, didn't he? But before that, I don't know if he had turned back time. Maybe he had in the comics. I'm not, didn't follow that closely. But Superman definitely turned back time with Christopher Reeves back in the day. Wookie in the house there. Hey, good to see you, Wookie. Katie as well. Good to see Katie. Man, some of you guys are killing it out there on social media. Appreciate all the work that you guys are doing, man, for the community. Spreading the word of Pulsechain and everything else. CJ in the house there. Woo! Good to see you, CJ. What else? It's Jean Gonzalez is in the house there. Hi from the Canary Islands. Good to see you. Hey, if you're watching, of course, wherever you are from around the world, let us know in the chat where you are from. If you're from Africa, let us know. If you're from Middle East, let us know. If you're from Europe, let us know. If you're from somewhere in Asia or Northern Asia, Europe, up that way, let us know. Latin America, of course, let us know. North America, let us know. And, of course, down in Australasia, let us know. Is that all the continents? I think that's pretty close there. So let us know in the house where you're from. You don't have to give us your street address, though. Don't talk to yourself. Just talking about countries here. All right. You can give city if you want, if you're happy with the city. That's pretty much. What's up, Hexkin? Tom's up in the house as well. Kate Fergus says, true, Superman. Just watched the new Batman movie, which I thought was good. Yeah, I've watched 2/3 of it. I haven't actually watched the last half. I'm up to the point where Superman and the Joker doesn't know Superman is the one he's really after or something. And, of course, I'm up to that point. I think that's right. Is he the Joker? No, he's not the Joker. What is he? He's the one of the other characters. I forgot his name now. But let me know in the chat what his character is, because I can't remember. Just saw the movie Nope, and it was okay, but should have smoked more bud, says Hexodal. Solar system, the planet Earth, says Hexodal. Nice one, man. Well done. At least you got location here. Otherwise, we will be streaming to Mars soon with Elon Musk after they finally set up some sort of base, assuming people survive. The opening gambit as well. The Riddler, that's who I was thinking of. Kate Figure, the Riddler. Thanks so much. I got up to that scene. I thought that was a pretty good scene. I actually like it. It's kind of edgy. I like the detective side of it. I think that's kind of a different way of exploring it for sure. Brennan's in the house. Woohoo! Yeah, Brennan's definitely here. All right, here we are. So we're going to get into it, folks. The highest of stakes, of course. Check it out on the website. It's pretty neat. And I just wanted to point out a couple of these shots here. This was the original teaser for the highest of stakes. But I want to talk about the team behind the film. We traveled to over 60 countries making commercial films for brands like Fuji, Apple, Four Seasons, and NFL. These guys are seriously good. I mean, these guys are real pros. They've got 5 Emmys, for goodness sake, and more than 100 million impressions worldwide. As experts in the science of storytelling, we've been invited to train. And, of course, United Nations, Apple, Nike, filmmakers, and 10,000 plus filmmakers in over 100 cities, TEDx, Sundance, etc. I mean, these guys are the real McCoy. And, of course, they've had big financial backing from the Hex God Whale, from Overwatch, Rack and Rochelle, in the large sums of money. We're talking millions of dollars here. And, of course, no expense has been, held back, as it were. This is going to be quite the premium. So, obviously, they're trying to target these kind of dates here. So, September 21 here. We've got Kinetics as well, fundraiser, story development. We've got principal production October 21 to April 2022. Extensive coverage of Richard Hart, additional character interviews, additional coverage of hexagons, of course. So in September, of course, they had character outreach, story development, production planning. So up to April to June, post-production and filming, editing of the film, custom music composition. And this apparently is going to have a score of 30 musicians in an orchestra, so 30-piece orchestra doing this as well. And of course, we've seen an image of the music composer as well. We've seen that before. Focus groups and testing, so some serious stuff there. Then Q3 to Q4, official premiere distribution. Of course, a lot of the premiere teasers have had the end of the year, so it's pretty good. This is huge for Hex, but also for Pulsechain. Official movie premiere, location to be decided. A goal of a top 5 OTT, Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, a media plan with the PR team and launch strategy. Some awesome stuff coming up. That's what's at October, November, December, January, February. I guess March. I guess no, it's actually longer than that. So it's already going on. July, August, September, October, November, December. So these guys are really gunning it for to get this out by the end of the year. So pretty cool. So lots of cool stuff there. Check it out on the link in the video description. I think I pasted that earlier. Let me find where that is. There it is there. So definitely check that out. Save it to your favorites. That's coming up. We got a couple other comments in there too. Hexodal, Elon should take a one-way trip to Mars themselves, says Hexodal. John, and of course intergalactic space travel. Lol, says TB. I sold once. I saw the hot girl, says Cat Figure. Yeah, probably. Hey, one of the things is that Elon Musk always talks about AI, right? The danger of AI, and yet he's building the AI, right? So it's like, seriously, dude. I really like Elon myself personally, but I definitely, from a lot of different angles in particular, not everything, obviously, but I think he's doing a pretty good job most part. But of course, I kind of ironic talks about the dangers of AI, and he's building AI. In fact, they were trying to integrate it into people's brains at the moment, right? They're putting it through the skull there. It's pretty scary stuff, if you ask me. Good afternoon, Superman and Hex Token Fan Bam. Absolutely get X. All right, let's get into it, folks. So we've got a tweet out here finally from the highest of stakes. The 6 studio happenings filming some pickups to show the Hex website and premise of Richard Hart's coin. So this is what the purpose of. They're doing some filming some pickups. These are little teasers, I guess, to show the Hex website and to add to the web Hex site, which we just looked at. So they add in here. And of course, that probably coming up. And of course, the premise of Richard Hart's coin. So it's pretty cool. So let's have a little look at that video. We're going to play that now. Let's go. I'm going to full screen this.
Some pickups here. Got some amazing robot action. Check out the move Tristan has planned. So we're here on the magic wall of Richard Hart. Tristan, go ahead and show them the move. It's this like smash, right? So it like moves really quick, which for like a camera, it's very fast. We're gonna do playback here so you can see it on the screen. What we're doing is showing you the Hex.com website, but then the camera just flies in right on that 38% yield. Wow! Look at that. That is movie magic, my friend.
Pretty epic.
It's a little awkward on camera. It's his first time on social media. Isn't it cute?
Okay.
It's cute.
So that's a bit of a fun teaser. We're going to watch it one more time from the beginning. Let's go.
Doing some pickups here. Got some amazing robot action. Check out the move Tristan has planned. So we're here on the magic wall of Richard Hart. Tristan, go ahead and show them the move. It's this like smash, right? So it like moves really quick, which for like a camera, it's very fast. We're gonna do playback here so you can see it on the screen. What we're doing is showing you the Hex.com website, but then the camera just flies in right on that 38% yield. Wow! Look at that. That is movie magic, my friend.
Pretty epic.
It's a little awkward on camera. It's his first time on social media. Isn't it
Okay,
cute?
okay.
It's cute.
So that's pretty epic, man, coming from the team. So I thought you'd enjoy that. And of course, a big shout out to the Hex Stakes. We are expecting more stuff to be coming. I'll post the link to that tweet if you want to show them some love, throw them some love. Here is the link to the tweet. And of course, got the video on there too. So definitely check that out. So that's some of the latest. Now, obviously, that's going to be profiling Richard Hart, the Hex ecosystem. It's going to have a protagonist, antagonist type of storytelling, I think, as well. It's going to have a lot of popular people that we know. And of course, we've got a lot of those people here. And of course, we're expecting a lot more teasers to come out with this one here. So we're going to see a lot more profiling of some of the characters in the highest stakes. And that's obviously going to pivot over into Pulsechain, which is going to be pretty nice as well. So it'd be interesting to see the timing of the highest stakes. Also, if they get some of these big streaming services, which is the goal, Netflix or Disney or Amazon Prime or something like that. So there's a big five. So there'll be a target of that. We already know that they've had at least one presentation. Of course, doesn't mean that they're going to publicly tell us all the presentations, but they definitely had at least one. And of course, we saw that a bit earlier. Actually, it's not on there, but we saw that a bit earlier. Let me just go back to the retweets there. I've lost it there. So, that was the main point as well. So a big shout out there for highest stakes. Going to be good for Pulsechain. Morning all, Cato Naturals in the house there. Producer love the Richard Hart gold framed paintings of him as king in the stake videos. Yeah, pretty nice too. Probably review. Morning all, says Kate Figure. All right, so the other thing, of course, we're going to get into is the Pulsechain Dapp Bonanza. I mean, we've had an explosion. We might have had, obviously, Pulsechain still being worked on, coding, testing, and, of course, everyone's trying to estimate when it might come out, maybe September before ETH 2.0 merge, maybe before at the end of the year, December, January, possibly, timing with the third birthday Hex and the highest stakes. Maybe that's the timing as well. But, of course, we still know coding and testing has to be done. So we're trying to work it out. Also, the bottom of the market, we're going to hit the 10,600, 11,000 Richard's talked about before. So before he decides it's okay, subject to coding and testing. So there's lots of that sort of theorizing going around. But in the meantime, that gives us more time to build out the ecosystem. So not only will be the first full system state copy of Ethereum, it's going to be pretty incredible, but also we're going to have already well over 100 projects, maybe over 130 projects already in climbing, right? So some of these are varying quality. We must always make that notion that some of them are varying quality. But of course, here on Pulsechain News, we've got a whole list, and of course, a huge amount. So, we've got free Pulse coins. You can see them all here in alphabetical order here. Acra Network, AirDAO, Alpha SWAT, ArcKit, Aqua Protocol, BankX, BearX, Beetroot. I mean, there's tons of them. Go all the way down, and many of these you've looked at before. Let's just pick out some that we do know. Here we've got Cult DAO in there as well. Free Pulse. There's lots of ones here that you've probably seen. Hedron.pro, Hedrons, of course. Lots of stuff in here. There's a few that you might not have seen, honeybees and other things like that. Kira Token, which is going to be an airdrop, by the way. So we were looking for that as well. It's coming up, of course. I haven't had a recent look at that. Chaos Verse, Liquid Loans, of course, Mad Energy, many of them, Mintra. So you can see how many there are NFT on Pulse, NFT marketplaces. It's going to be at least 5 big NFT marketplaces on Pulsechain that are native to Pulsechain, and likely a couple others that are native to Pulsechain. And that's not including all the others, traditional ones over on Ethereum that all might come over as well. So it's going to be pretty competitive at the NFT space. Fiat, of course, DeFi lending, up there with liquid loans, that kind of DeFi lending, and of course, going to be pretty powerful. Power City, of course, utility provision is going to be massive. Cross-chain swap bridging and to support multiple EVMs, and of course, probably have some integrations with centralized exchanges as well. So it's going to be pretty cool. We've got lots of other stuff in there. Pulse 33, their main coin we follow on this channel as well. Pulse LN, of course, another utility. It's going to be pretty useful there. And of course, using a Lightning network, allowing fiat gateways that way as well through the Lightning network. It's going to be lots of stuff here. Pulse Podges, some funny names, but these are varying to qualities. And I typically focus, as you guys know, maxi on Richard Hart's tokens, so PLS, PLSX, Hex. Of course, that's the primary bulk of what I say, you should be looking at. But of course, I do always talk about, maybe 5-10% or something, maybe typically 5% into some of these top utility coins. I tend to stay away from the smaller projects, but it's up to you what you want to do. But you've always got to say, can any of these projects outdo the big projects, right? So and the questions, I think it's fairly obvious in most cases. So, but there are a couple of gems in here that may be competitive X returns wise, and of course, and and those are the ones I talk about all the time. So pretty much, so you got a few others here. Slate Down, lots of each of these. Some of these may very well end up being scams, right? So you got to be careful with any of these in this list. You got to do your investment due diligence. You got to check it and all the rest of it. But you're coming up here. So Pulse Abides, I don't like Pulse Abides myself. So some here I just clearly don't like. Trust Swap, this is really big. Obviously coming over from Ethereum. Obviously Trust Swap's fairly big in the space, and of course that's really positive for Pulsechain. Of course they signaled that last year. And of course, we got the weight token popped up there, X-Pulse as well. So lots and lots of projects, as you can see, coming on. And we're going to have more by the time Pulsechain launches. So it really is a Pulsechain Dapp Bonanza, as we say. That is not an understatement. And of course, maybe by the time Pulsechain does launch, we could have 200-300 projects at least in the ecosystem that, Solidity developers and stuff like that have decided to do. So it's going to be pretty cool. The other thing, of course, there's so much, it can be a bit overwhelming. Maybe you do like to speculate a little bit of your portfolio and high risk projects on Pulsechain, and you need to, assess them, right? You need to assess them. Well, there is hexpulse.info, of course, and that has got a list of sacrifices. Maybe you want to participate in some of those. I don't generally talk about sacrifices too much. I come in and check it every so often on the YouTube channel, but we don't actually get into too many. There are a couple I do still like out of these that are in the house. And of course, there's possibility that Raydex might be okay, but I don't know much about it. Pulse Potless is definitely a speculative play casino. Looks pretty innovative. It's going to be cross-chain as well. And of course, that will probably be launching on BNB first up. So we already know it's going to be cross-chain. So it's kind of benefit from that point of view. What else? We've got Power City. Power City is definitely one of my leading ones. Utility. Multi-revenue provision. That's like a no-brainer to me, Power City. Pulse LN, as I said earlier, is probably a decent utility, although we don't know much about that either from the team, although they're doing Lightning Network, Fiat Gateway. And then Chaos Verse is also going to do a DEX as part of their ecosystem, NFT as well. We don't know much about that either, so there's a few there as well. And that's pretty much it on the sacrifices. So you always see a list there on xpulseinfo.sacrifice. And so I'll post that link is already in our Discord. So all these links are in the Discord. And then of course you got all these projects on Pulsechain. You've got some sacrifices. Some of them like sacrifices. Like I say, it was probably pretty obvious that Richard did the sacrifice. Maybe some premier dApps like Liquid Loans. But then you've got a lot of projects jumping onto Bagwagon to do sacrifices, trying to do the Howey test. But really, I would question whether some of them actually qualify. And of course, also it is a form of capital raising, right? But of course, no expectations. Kind of like you got no expectations, for goodness sake. So you just don't know anything about the team. You know who Richard is. You know that he's delivered Hex. The best chart for 18 months during the bull market. You know all that stuff, but you don't know who these people are a lot of the time. And of course, so you run into those issues. So there is to help you along with that. There is a Pulse hot list, of course. That is obviously doing a listing site to rank things as a Pulse hot list. And it has a PHL score here. Recently completed a 1.5 million sacrifice itself. Obviously promoted pretty heavily by Matty Allen and covered by others like Crypto Coffee and stuff like that. So you got Hex.com, you got Pulsechain, Hedron, Maxi all at the top with the high rankings. You got PulseX, obviously high rankings here. I would probably move these rankings around a little bit myself, but I'd probably have Pulsechain and PulseX at the very top with Hex. I'd have Richard Hart's tokens all at the top. That's pretty much what I'd have. They're close to the top, but I'd probably have a few there. But yeah, then I'd probably put Hedron and Maxi underneath that. That's probably where I'd put them if I was ranking. But these are supposed to be, they got certain categories to rank them. But hey, Free Pulse is up there. That's their own project, of course. And so that's ranked up the top there. So I'd have a little, I'd be putting that down a bit further. But hey, this is not, this is the way it goes. We got other ones, Mintra, Pulse Step, Icosa there, Fiat, Power City. So a lot of the ones I'd expect at the top. And near the top, we've got Texan Token, etc. Pulse Pot, Harry Cash. So this is not too bad a list, actually, at the top there. I'm a bit sad about Mad Energy, though. They're a bit sad. I mean, this is kind of commercial technology, could be groundbreaking wireless technology. That's down a bit low there. But hey, there's different categories why they're ranked this way. You got Pulse 33, Win-Win. You're moving down the lines there. Internet Money pretty heavily down there at 64. I think that's a little unfair, but hey, what's the rankings there? Let's have a quick look at this. So this is going to help you. Like I say, you've got so many projects. You got to think about it. You've got some sacrifice if you're entertained by that. And of course, you've got a way of sort of getting your first ranking on it, and then you can build your own investment. You do your own investigation, due diligence after that. So let's have a look here. This one here is Internet Money, which I cover on this channel. I have sacrificed for this one. And of course, we've had KG on a couple of times now. A well-known Docs founder, core team known by names, devs unknown. And that's true. The devs are unknown. Apparently, there are a large number of devs on the team. I think he said 12, if I remember rightly, all up, like the whole team. And IM Token already works, no code, working beta order of software. So I guess that's a fair call. That's probably a fair call given everything there. What else we got going? You keep going down the list. You got quite a few here. I'm not sure, you got 56 at the moment on token projects. They're missing out a lot, right? We know there's well over 100 here, maybe even 130 probably around that mark. And have currently got 56 reviewed at the stage. So it is a starting position for some of the probably the better projects that are all listed. And you can go all the way down to that. Now down to the bottom here, you got Hex Bear, Chaos Verse down 29. This is probably fairly good here. A lot of the renewable ones are down at the bottom here too. They're pretty sketchy in my view, and I don't like them very much at all. But this is my opinion here. Pulse Oxygen, another climate change one, all pretty sketchy if you ask me. And of course, Terry. We've got Terry Pulse and no signal down the bottom. I haven't seen no signal before. It's got a 1. Let's see why it's got a 1. NFT project team seems to consist of only Pulse Ethereum, otherwise unknown, no audit code beta, website barely readable, wants to be called shitty, it says. So there we are. That is no signal. So we are shitty, deflationary, multiple NFT project with a token. So let's have a look at their Twitter, actually, just to quickly check it out there. They got 2,623 followers, but how do they get the followers? That's another question I guess you got to ask as well. So interesting stuff going on there. That's Pulse Hot List. So we've got lots of projects. We've got some sacrifices on the mile at the moment. I don't really like many of them. It's probably if I was going to be called, I would say obviously Pulse Potless because they seem to be delivering. We got Power City, Utility, and of course PLN, and those three probably there. I don't know much about KS Verse, so I wouldn't, even though it's got Utility, I probably wouldn't push that. The other thing, of course, is Radex, possibly is a good utility for Pulsechain, but don't know much about that either. So that's probably where I see these at the moment. But anyway, you can make up your own mind. There's Pulse Hot List there. And of course, another ranking site is a different way of ranking. It's really ranking by the people in a different way. And that is pulsefuel.io. And of course, you can rank all the projects on here. And you can see that this Legacy Genius, this should not be up here. I do not like this project at all. It's ranked at the top there, but it's at the top. Nothing I can do about it. 61,941 votes. If I exclude that top one, which I don't think should be there, I really don't like that at all, is Pulse Dodge here and Maximus ranked number 2 and 3. So these are definitely ranked, fairly well. Icosa, Hedron, Pulsechain, and PulseX there are definitely a bit sad by the community if the community can't rank up Pulsechain and PulseX. I mean, seriously, that's a little bit weird. So this site's a little, it's kind of intuitive, but it's kind of giving a pretty crazy outcome if you ask me, because I would kill that one off at the top. I would be putting Pulse and Pulsex at the top if I was the community, and then I would have Maximus and Icosa and Hedron underneath that, and so on, and Hex, of course, up there too. So it's got some weird voting stuff. So I'm not so sure that's that helpful. I don't know, let me know in the chat what you think. I know many of you have seen it. Number one coin voting platform for the Pulsechain ecosystem, but I think the results are really warped. And so, that's probably my comment on that. Let me know. Now, obviously, I think the Pulse Hot List is probably a better site. It is doing an evaluation, so that is, makes a lot more sense as well. But of course, there is some issues around this site too, with the high ranking of their own sites. I'm a little dubious about that. But hey, this is the way it goes. I would, this is probably a little bit stuff about there. They've obviously got ranking. They've got YouTubers on there too, and so forth. So it's got a little bit of stuff in there. Obviously, Hex Token's not on there, but who cares? We got YouTube, right? We don't need these sites. And of course, Telegram. We got this is the final one, number 5 here, Pulse Police. Now, obviously, people are trying to say, well, I put money in these things, but and maybe I get some airdrops as well. But some of these are doing airdrops, like Kira's coming up with airdrops. Are they going to be safe? And of course, we've got Pulse Police here. And code is law, no code, no review. And of course, irrelevant chat will be deleted. Limit yourself, observations, voice, opinions, etc. And of course, that is what you can do. But remember, these guys have got limited time to review certain projects, and there's only certain coders in there. We've got 1,256 members, but this is probably a first port of call if you're concerned about airdrops and code, is to get into the Pulse Police. So that's all there. I'm going to post all these links in the chat just so you can see them, but they are in our Discord as well. So we're going to post that one. That is the Pulsechain one. I save this to your favorites. I think if you are looking at different projects, probably should have these as a must, is what I would say. So we've got that one and that one. Let me post the hot list there, and we'll post that one too. Did I post that twice? I posted it twice. Sorry about that. What did I do? Pulsechain.com coins. And I posted, let me just copy that one. Did I post that twice, or was that the same website? Pulse coins. I seem to have the same link there for some reason. Yeah, I have got the same. I actually copied it over accidentally. Here it is. There's a second sacrifice list. Pulse hot list. This is probably be fairly big if people are evaluating these projects. Obviously, a lot of people may not say, "Hey, I'm not too interested. I'm already in these projects," so there might be a limited use on that too. So bam, let me just post that. And finally, Telegram. So many people are asking about the safety of this contract. Maybe this is a good place to go with the community coders in there. So we've got Pulse coins there. We've got Sacrifice. We've got the Pulse hot list and Pulse fuel, and of course Pulse Police. Very cool. Now you can actually get all these links in our Discord under Pulsechain projects. We've got Risky there. We've got a token chat there. You can get in there and have a chat away. We've got lots of people commenting there, as you can see. Also new token links there. We've got all the links that I just showed you and many, many more. I've also done a video on the top 25 passive income projects. I'll probably do another one too once I go through that whole list again. And there we are. So Pulse Police here says code is law, no code, no review. Irrelevant chat will be deleted. Limit yourself to observations, voice opinions elsewhere. Not a service. Volunteer dev capacity is limited. This is a focus room created to flag potential issues in new contracts. So it does seem to be fairly popular. So hopefully that helps a few people that had questions around codings and things like that. So cool. And of course, get excited about Pulsechain. I mean, it really is cool. I like that one. That's a pretty good one there. So, woohoo! Did you like that? Woohoo! I like that. That's exciting, man. So that's some cool stuff happening in the Pulsechain. And of course, that's pretty much it on the news. We're going to get into the second half of the live stream, though. And we're going to get into the some of the projects that these are all getting copied over to Pulsechain. So we're going to talk about them. So we're going to get into the second half there. Bam. And let's do it. Now, the Discord link to Discord is in the video description. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Now, big shout out to all the people that have just arrived. I'm going to jump through the comments, make sure that I'm up to date on them. Cape Figure says, I think I ate too many meatballs and pasta. Blur, says Cape Figure. Hey, I tell you what, Cape Figure, spaghetti and meatballs are my favorite meal. But it's you go to an Italian place and you can't get them. I think I've been to one Italian place ever that actually had spaghetti and meatballs, and I thought it was like an Italian dish, but they keep on coming up with bolognese and stuff like that, but never the spaghetti and meatballs. But I thought I heard you say Pulse Alien, says Unimax. No such thing, but that would be a cool name, Pulse Alien. Someone could do an alien thing there. Woohoo! Astray in the house there. Yeah, PP. Yeah, it could be a PP coin. I'm sure that's going to be done. Maybe someone's already done it. Who knows? No signal, says KD. I like P33. Also says Unimax. Yeah, but it has been struggling in the charts. We're going to check that out shortly. They're so shitty. They probably go to the moon, says Cape Figure, probably. Hex and Hedron moving up. That's true. D-Hex, we're going to get into that. Hex for the win, says Cape Figure. Absolutely. Pulse Fuel looks rigged, says KD. Yeah, it does a little bit. Looks rigged. Some of them definitely look rigged. You've got to get good instinct for that. If you do look at a lot of projects, if you looked at all those lists and you went through them quite diligently, you'd quickly find that some of them you didn't like straight off the bat. It's definitely the case. Hello, everybody. Pulse Former in the house. West Ham just signed a new striker. Woohoo! Cape Figure's multi watching. I imagine Cape Figure's got like 10 screens with movies and TVs, and of course crypto channels. The Hex token up there as well. That'd be pretty classic there, Cape Figure. Let us know. All right, so Hex Down Under's in the house as well. Let's get into it. So we've got BTC. Is this back up a little bit? Yeah, it is. 0.5%, 24 hours, 21,267. It was under 21K before. ETH is up at 1454, up 1.89%, and BNB is up 4% to 254. So nice to see a little bounce now. In the first live stream we did, we were in the red, and it had been so for about 48 hours, I think. So nice to see that bouncing up there. Let's get into Hex. Hex is looking pretty good on the charts. We've definitely got the trend reversal that the signals here with the yellow line. That's the EMA 13, the exponential moving average. Basically exponential, but kind of weights the front end of the prices to the contemporary prices that are in there. And we've been writing that up pretty nicely. It's pretty shallow though, right? Is that right? It's pretty shallow. It's not really steep. And that's probably a good thing. It means it's going to have probably a more longer lasting chew, as it were, a longer lasting rise there. We've got the dates at the moment. We've got there's a new daily chart on my chart. We've got 3.4, just under 3.4 cents on the bottom blue line. It's the bottom 5% of price range. We've got the top of the price range at 4.56 cents at the top of the blue range. So that's at the top here. That represents the top 95%. As the red line is the 50% of the Bollinger Band, and that is currently at 3.97, just under 4 cents. And of course, the EMA, which is the one we're watching there, that is currently at 4.16 cents. And of course, that crossed over on the 16th of July, and we've had a nice little run up there for a few days. So it's been quite good. So if we get the crossover here, say, let's take the 17th, we're up from there 19%. So that's a nice little run, right? That's what the crossover would represent, with the EMA moving over the Bollinger Band 50%. And most of the time that does play out, but we have had one recently where it didn't play out, which is actually kind of one of two that I've seen in the chart. So it doesn't happen too often. The other thing, of course, is the DMI. The buyers are in control. Sellers are not in control. In fact, they're waning. And of course, our momentum has moved up over 20. We're heading toward 25. 25 is technically like a confirmation of a trend, really strong trend, and that's what we're looking for. So getting up to here, we wait for that. So the chart's looking pretty good, and the RSI's got plenty of room to move. We are now at 55, so we've got plenty of room to move on that too. If we're going to get some nice green candles here and a breakaway, want a breakaway, right? So my next target, really, I'd like to see the price chart get up to over 6 cents, like 6.2 cents. That would be really nice to see that. That would be bullish as we say. Let's look into crypto and check out this, and we'll get an idea of what we need to do that. At the moment, we're going to pull that in. And bam, 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 bam. All right. So let's quickly look at that. What do we need? 4 million before. So let's put 4 million in it. That was in our first live stream. Yeah, we need just over 4 million now. So we're probably just slightly higher than we were before. So we need $4,050,000 net buying over the multiple days to get up to 10 there. So that was cool. Yesterday when I looked at StakeRat, I saw it was 50,000 was the excess, just about. So the buyers were 50,000 more than the sellers, and that, of course, that lifts the price, and that's probably why we're kind of getting up here. Now we did finish yesterday at 4.56 cents, and we're currently at 4.447. So we're pretty similar to yesterday at the moment. And of course, let's look out for a nice little break up out here, eh? It's kind of been chilling out in this area. Be nice to see another break up here. Obviously, 5 cents is our next target, and then it would be nice to actually get up to 6.2 in the days ahead. That said, of course, we do have the Fed interest rates coming out on the 28th. So what's that, tomorrow? Well, maybe a day and a half. I'm always in the future here, so it's always tricky. Probably a day and a half from now. And then, of course, we've got the GDP numbers for the second quarter. If that comes in negative, confirming a technical recession, then that could be big headwinds for the stock market and potentially flow into crypto. But that said, of course, Hex seems to be doing its own thing lately. And, of course, we've still got, maybe not in this week, we could have a bit of a red day, but we've still got Maximus and Icosa coming up. Likely in August looks like it's looking good so far with the public test nets in play, at least for Icosa. So looking good there. So that's kind of where we're at. We're going to jump to the quad charts. And so we've got the quad charts up here. We've got Hex in the top left on the hourly, Hedron in the top right there on the daily, Maxi on the bottom left on the daily, and PLSD or Pulse Dogecoin on the daily on the bottom right. So we're going to go through a couple of these. Let me get back up to the top of the chat though. Shall I have a little? I'm going to have a little straw. I've got a straw here. It's like being a little carnival when you have a straw in your drink. It's like being in a carnival. Human Healer says, don't be scared to buy before FOMC meeting. Recession not till Q1 23, says Human Healer. You might be right about that, actually, to be honest. That is definitely a scenario could have play out on that one. Bear really continues, guys. Yeah. Hex and PLSD, woo, good to see it. Dave Down Under, are you expecting a dip for Hex over the next week? Says Dave Down Under. Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. We could possibly get that over the weekend, so Wednesday through the Wednesday. But I'm predicting a pretty pumpamental August Maximus and Icosa launch at that time, which I think is highly likely at this stage, given the way how fast they've gone through coding, gone to public testnet, particularly Icosa, and then obviously expecting a launch statement phase. It's going to be mint phase for both of them, and away we go. So I'm pretty bullish for August for Hex, and we're already seeing the pre-foundations in Hex start. I think we're looking not too bad at all. I can't feel my pulse. I think I'm too excited about Pulse and Hex and Pol Hex. Volatile. I think we all have that feeling sometimes. It's pretty exciting. Although at the moment we have to have proof of weight, right? We've got to have proof of weight. It's just the way it is. We've got nothing we can do about that. Smash the likes, guys. Says HexPLD at SD. Absolutely. Tony Vase has interview with David Gongstein on 28th. Sent you a message on Twitter. Thanks, Hex Down. I'd appreciate that. We'll keep a tabs on that one. Francis in the house there. Hello, all. And Brownie as well. Woohoo! A day off to buy more Hex. I know. I love it, says Brownie. Well done, man. Let's do a bow down for buying Hex on there. That's cool. Superman bow down. Is RH on Kitco today? It's going to be coming up soon, the 28th. So it's probably within the next 36 hours. I know Kitco News will probably be putting it up. Let's have a quick look though. Let's have a quick look on YouTube. Kitco News. You never know when it's going to come up, right? So you got to keep tabs on it.
We're speaking now with Will Ryan.
Let's have a look here. I don't know if it's going to queue up there. So 7 hours ago they had a few other things here. So yeah, it's probably going to be queued up pretty soon. I'm not sure how long before they queue their videos up, but that's definitely going to be coming. Is the Richard Hart video coming up on Kitco News? So definitely wait for that if you haven't subscribed to Kitco News. They got 483,000 subscribers there, obviously, and of course David Lynn is amazing. He's just my favorite out of all the crypto interviewers that does that kind of format. So not yet. Good question though, a human healer. Cape Figur's trying to push the Cape Figure. You know this channel is family channel. Cape Figure always pushes the boundaries, but and then we have to take that out. Boom. All right, thanks. All right, so what else we got? No, think tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow it's coming out. Yeah, cheers. Catching up from the beginning, says Sam and SB. Hey, Sam, good to see you. Another Hex Token channel member. Woohoo! Yeah, if you want to become a member of the channel, support this channel. We've got the join button there. Just hit it, and we've got Pulsechain, Hexkins, Rich Heart Club, and of course we're doing 2 live streams a day. Consistently. That's the key word, consistently. Michael Lawlin is in the house. What's the best way to be updated when Pulsechain launches for those who have been hacked and want to save their sacrifice points, I would just say follow Richard Hart, Michael Lawland. Whenever you follow something that's going to be like that, Richard Hart is Twitter's probably the best place to be, is what I'd say, Michael. So Richard Hart official there. Now we do have the links in the chat in the Discord. You go to useful links on our Discord, and you'll see at the top there we've got Richard Hart links. They're all official. You can double check them, but they're all there. And of course, the best one just to follow Richard. We're all YouTubers. We love Pulsechain. We love Pulsex and Hex, but we're not Richard Hart, and we're not the official channel. So always do that. Human Healer Beer Rally continues. Hold. Definitely, and accumulate is typically what you do. Wait for the dips, set those limit orders, and accumulate. KD's in the house with the bread and the ducks. I don't think I've got the bread and the ducks. I haven't got the ducks on today, KD. I've turned them off and no one noticed, which is kind of cool. Probably good to have less music, I guess. I'm not sure how high that music was versus my voice. It's always hard to tell. Is ETH 2.0 having any effect on the launch of Pulsechain due to the stake fork? No, Michael, we covered that in detail yesterday. I would go back and watch our video update video yesterday. It was our latest Pulsechain news for yesterday. It's our second session. Check that out. I went through in detail ETH 2.0 and, of course, the two issues around the cost of the chain and the speed of the chain, and that those aren't affected by the merge, which is expected to come up. The current date is estimated from the team on the 19th September. Check that video. We went in depth on that. And, of course, we used the Ethereum organization's own commentary about those issues around the speed and the cost of Ethereum 2.0, and that's the merge. Now, those will come with the surge, which is later on with roll-ups and sharding. So that is further off. And, of course, they are doing some write-ups and codes and testings with the roll-ups, but that's some time away. Definitely watch that video yesterday. It was really in-depth. I won't go through all that again, as you can appreciate today, where we did it yesterday. KP says, no, none. Okay, why? If not, you don't mind. Actually, let's play a little bit of the video from Richard Hart himself. He talks about it, and Richard Hart is right about that. And, of course, we went through to the actual Ethereum organization yesterday and looked at their own Q&As with common misconceptions. So you can check that video out after this one. Let's play this.
Yeah. Have you seen, before I lead it to, I'll ask you two. Number one, do you think Ethereum 2.0 goes actually happens? And when it happens, does it go ahead and dock and go off without a hitch, or will you see problems?
Software takes a long time, and software sometimes has bugs.
But we're okay with waiting, right? I'm okay with waiting.
I'm okay with waiting. I mean, look, I'd like Pulsechain to launch before it, but truthfully, it really doesn't matter whether Pulsechain launches before it or not, because it doesn't affect the gas fees. Ethereum 2.0 does absolutely nothing to affect the gas price.
Correct.
It does nothing to increase throughput. It is the exact same gas price, homies. And so Pulsechain is there to help get those gas fees down, give everyone the largest free airdrop. And so whether we should beat them to market, but in case we don't, it's fine.
All right, so we should beat it to market, create a bit of FOMO for the September, launching in September. So that's kind of the rationale for the September hype around Pulsechain launch. But of course, if it doesn't, it's not necessary. It's not competing with ETH 2.0 merge. Now, some people talked about whether we need some of the coding in there forking. I'm not too sure about that. I don't think so, because we're setting up our own proof of stake language on the Go language. So I don't think that would be the case as a catalyst for launch either. Like, are they launching afterwards? It'd be interesting. But that's kind of where I feel at this stage about that. So that's cool. Good questions though, Michael. Appreciate it. And of course, check out the second live stream yesterday on the latest Pulsechain update, because once again, we went through in detail from the Ethereum organization themselves to back up those comments that Richard was making, even though we already knew they were true. But it was good to see it in written form, right? Hex is up at just under 4.5 cents here. It's kind of muddling around here, isn't it? It's like, what are you doing? It's just like it's almost taking a rest, taking a sleep, taking a nap there. But that's kind of a good price rate. It's better than being down at 4.1 down here. So that's 4.5. It's much better. Hedron, of course, we're going to talk about that. And of course, we're going to full screen these because these are all getting copied over to Pulsechain, remember? Currently on Ethereum. And of course, that's going to be amazing. So Pulsechain going to be the first full system state copy of Ethereum. Everything's getting copied over as long as it's done before the Pulsechain launches, of course. That's the important one there. And we've got a nice little uptrend here happening for Hedron at 767 on the new day. And of course, that's looking good. Now, there is a huge supply. Remember, 83 trillion Hedron last time I checked. And of course, that's why Alex has got, apparently he originally had this intended, but the staking is coming with further deflation. In other words, burning of Hedron and redistribution of Hedron stakers, the staking class, things like that. So cool. That is where we're at the moment. And of course, Alex gave us a little bit of a teaser about Icosa coming up. And of course, we're expecting this in August. It's kind of my time frame. It's my estimation. Obviously, we're waiting for official announcement from Alex and that. But starting a quote thread going over Icosa. And of course, Hedron staking. Stake Hedron, get Icosa. You can have one of these stakes, but you can add more. But you can add more to Hedron over time. Minimum stake length and bonus. We've got 360 days. So if you're a whale, a shark, a dolphin, a squid there, you can do 360 days minimum for your staking for Hedron. You get a bonus for doing that delayed though. So you get a minimum is longer, but you'll get a bigger bonus, and down to 5% for squid. Others are 30 days with the 0% bonus. So that's pretty cool. So we'll give that a little retweet. So it's nice. And of course, yesterday we found, or 10 hours earlier, we found that 35 million USD on the Pulsechain testnet had been put into the WhatsApp pool. So that's pretty cool. This is the source account at the end pool. And of course, that's what we're looking forward to. Actually, I might pull that up. I wasn't going to. Let's pull that up with the Icosa Dapp, which is up and testing. So this is why it's so bullish about August launch, because of how fast and advanced that Alex has been moving on this. It's really nice, clean UI, of course. Let us check the Icosa. I'm not sure if he's got the dApps in at the moment. No, he still hasn't got this operating. I'm not sure why, but that might come up later. But in any case, we've got the mint, what's there, NFT. And of course, we are all of the SA, or the SA means source account. And of course, you can mint them pretty easy. You select your crypto. At the moment, they're going to get USDC, but I understand, I think it's going to have Hex and Hedron, I think, in USDC. I think those are the three pairs, and then a crypto amount as well. So at the moment, it's just got USDC. You can mint NFTs. Now, this is going to be over a 14-day period, as you can see. So during the 14-day launch phase, this is probably in August. So it's going to be pretty bullish, and people are going to be able to put the Hedron on. So it's going to take Hedron supply out from the looks of it, and pretty bullish there. There's a last man standing. It's a bit of a gamification. Now, I think this is really positive. I think it's always fun. We've got our standard staking of Hedron. That's great. And of course, you get benefits for doing that, depending on what size of whale you are, as Alex pointed out here. If you stake longer, if you're a bigger account and you stake longer, you'll get bigger bonuses on there. And the other thing, of course, is Icosa staking. Only way to get Icosa in the first 30 days is to get it from selling HSI buybacks, which is not something to be activated at this stage. Not sure if he's updated the Hedron thing. No, not yet. That hasn't been done. And the Hex stakes, you can see Hex stakes in there if you've got them. Pretty nice, actually, to be honest. I really like what he's done here. And so that's cool. That's still processing. So he's obviously going to update that public view of the DApp. So we'll try and keep on to that so that we get the latest and greatest DApp UI for testing with the other features. Stake Icosa, get Hedron and Icosa. You can only have one of these stakes, but you can add Icosa to it over time, which is a nice feature, right? A lot of people ask that about Hex. Can you add to Hex stakes? Which you can't. You got to wait till they mature. But in this way, you can. That's probably one of the cool features. Minimum stake length and bonus, and away you go. So pretty cool from that. I'll give that a bit of love. Got to always show support to people that are doing awesome. Hex stake HSI buybacks. You can sell HSI stake back to the contract for instant Icosa. That's not that's not actually in operation at the moment. So we've got staking Hedron, we've got staking Icosa. We've got the we are all SA, but we haven't got the HSI backs activated here, from what I can tell. So I'm expecting a button over here so you can sell. We do have HSI stakes, but we don't have them be able to sell. So you can see up here, I've got 6 HSI stakes, but I can't sell them to anybody at this stage. So we're waiting for that to be activated. So cool. Amount paid is borrowable Hedron divided by Hex share rate. So that's your benefit there. So if you stake Hex into HSIs, that's you do that on the Hedron platform. You can then sell those to the Icosa contract. The alternative, of course, you can sell them on OpenSea. You can already do that. And of course, that gets Hex off the market. It's bullish for Hex. You can sell HSI, Hex stake NFTs to the contract for instant Icosa. So now we've got almost kind of like a permanent buyer for these HSI stakes on Hedron. And of course, so far we know that HSIs have done over 350 million has been put into HSI stakes. So it's pretty useful for Hex, getting Hex off the market. And the amount paid is borrowable. Hedron divided by the Hex share rate. Obviously, it's intricately linked to the share rate, which is going up all the time. It's 23,000 at the moment. So very, very clever way of tying in Alex's Hedron and ecosystem into Hex. 10% bonus for 5 clubs. So if you've got a Hedron HSI stake that's 15.2 years, and the 5 club, you get a 10% bonus when you sell your HSI stake. And that's the only way you can get Icosa in the first 30 days. And of course, if you've got a launch bonus of between 1 and 10%, remember there was you had 10% bonus for Hedron launch bonus if you've got a 1 to 10x, I should say. So remember the beginning of the launch phase for Hedron, they had a 10x bonus for the first 10 days, then a 9x, etc. So people claim different levels of bonuses. That's pretty cool. So some nice little updates there from Alex. I think that was about it. No, we got one more. We all list that's SA, which I think I read. You buy NFTs from an Icosa contract, and they earn Icosa every day. They get copies of all your bonuses too, and that's really big upscale there. I happen to think this 14-day auction could be huge. We'll definitely be following it. I think it's pretty exciting. You do not get the crypto you used to buy them back with though. So if you put US dollars to get the WSA NFTs, you won't get the US dollars back. Just remember that. If you ever redeem the yield, the NFT is burnt, no more yield. So if you do redeem the yield that you accumulate, it will get burnt. But you're going to earn Icosa every day. Obviously, people are going to exit it. This just happens. I've seen it in every poll. People do exit these things, and therefore they will be out of the system. The last man standing still applies, and it's just the way it goes. Now, we have kind of seen this in different forms through the hourglasses. If you're familiar with hourglasses, they were very popular back in the end of 2019, particularly 2020 hourglasses. And of course, we've seen different forms of those today today as well in DeFi 3.0, which I don't think is the right way. Richard doesn't like that particular frame, but in this case, I think this actually suits this quite well. It's only one of the 4 main components of this platform, and it's a limited thing, so it's going to be fun to see it play out and add some excitement to the platform too, which is cool. We all love staking, but of course we always look at the price, because the price is just a bit more action, right? The stakes might be 15 years away. You're gonna forget, just forget it, set and forget it, right? So yeah, that's kind of where we're at this stage. So cool. Just remember that. So that's coming up, and bam, and yeah. So you get Icosa every day, basically all the time, and of course it goes up. If more people leave their NFTs, then they go up. So it's kind of neat like that. I like that. And of course, get copies of all your bonuses too, of all the bonuses. So nice. Pretty cool. Apparently, some people are saying I didn't write Icosa. Well, I did as Hedron. So Alex says there. So a little bit of drama, which we generally don't cover. So that's cool from there. And of course, the chart looking good. Chart looking good for Hedron. And we're going to have an Icosa chart soon from the looks of it. So we'll have to add that to our list. Maxi, of course, we're going to have a look at that. Maxi is at 8.47. So basically 8.5 cents on the Maxi. Looking pretty tidy. And of course, we're going to have a look at the premium at the moment. It's looking a bit better than it was this morning, actually, when we went to the first live stream. Yeah, 90% premium. We're down at like 85, 84, 86%. We're now back at almost 91% on the premium here. So a really nice jump away there. Very cool. Now, I'll probably almost have to get rid of these channels here because they're pretty much gone. So I might actually delete the channels because we have really moved past that now, and we're just onwards and upwards here. I'm expecting this to continue to do well, especially with Maximus coming down the line with the perpetuals, the base, the trio, the lucky, and the decky or Deximus, as probably the full name, and of course the team token, which is a DAO token. Now those perpetuals will all require Hex. It's going to eat Hex off the market, and of course the team token, which is the DAO token, it's a one-off thing, a little bit like we are the SA in some ways. It's just that one-off uniqueness, and of course that's going to reap benefits into the future, from the ecosystem. And that's going to require Maxi, not Hex, but Maxi, and get Maxi off the table there, making Maxi even more pumpamentals as well. And of course, Maxi is heavily tied to Hex. And of course, Hex does well. Maxi will do probably even better. And of course, with less supply around, even better. So you can sort of see how the bullishness comes in. Now, the premium is kind of valuing the Maximus treasury in the future today. So obviously, we expect to see some sort of proportional decrease in the premium relative to Maxi. Maxi should set the maximum premium, and then we should see some lower premium based on the shorter timeframes. That said, there is optionality value for the shorter time frame, which may get priced in the market for base, so maybe a little premium for that. So we'll see how that plays out. Maybe the mid period ones, maybe the lucky is possibly, or even the probably the lucky is maybe that will have the slightly worse premium. We'll see how the market reacts to that. In any case, they're all kind of staking ladders, all bullish for Hex, bullish for Maxi, and bullish for the perpetuals in the team token. So it's going to be fun. So cool. Let us see. We've got any updates on that? Yes, we have. We've got this one update here, and this is, how long ago was this? I'm just trying to think now. 3 hours ago. This is 3 hours ago. Inventions of Maximus DAO. Number one, Hex stake pools. They invented Hex stake pools. Perpetual Hex stakes. In other words, Hex stakes going over and over that are perpetual pools. Incentivize staker class growth. They have done that, and very much so. Trustless income distribution. True. And wait and see. So a little wait and see there. More coming down from this team. This team's going to continue to innovate and pump not only Hex, but Pulsechain and Maximus people. That's going to be super good. It's going to be a lot of fun. Remember, this is all getting copied over Pulsechain. So welcome to the ultimate ecosystem. It's going to be so cool. All right. So that's pretty neat. And I'm not sure if they've got anything else since that one. No, that's the latest update from them. So cool. Now we're going to get into Pulse Dodge coin, and I'm hoping to get Gunther on the channel. I'm trying to arrange that at the moment to get Gunther on the channel for the last day. I think that'll be a bit of fun to have Gunther in the house. But we've got a few comments in the chat before we get into more detail. Let us jump through some of these. We're going to go through these. What we got? DB Cooper, dear sir, win moon to Pulse. Well, we wait, Cooper. We wait, and we got proof of wait for that. So we're looking forward to it. Maybe September, maybe December, maybe January, something like that. Those couple of time frames there. Hello, all. Hex, EHEX, and PLSX for the win. Absolutely. That's the ultimate strategy to pump your bags with the big returns. Obviously, from the all-time low, we've got our big watch, our big whale, Overwatch, hashtag Aracham Rochelle, who's beast boying it around, bullying on the platform, pumping the platform value. Is definitely bullish on from the all-time low. This last prediction was what was it, 10,000x on both chain, on Pulse and PulseX, I think it was. Or was it 11,000? I can't remember now, but it was one of those two. Pretty big pump mentals, that's for sure. He updates those every 2 months though, so we're looking forward. He's probably due for a new price prediction soon. So basically, the NFT feature is for passive income. Yeah, basically to get Hex, basically last man standing or last person standing, depending on which way you want to look at it. Definitely is cool. Woohoo! Let us jump over. So we've got Pulse Dodge coin. That's currently at $3, $4.31. It's actually eased off a little bit, right? Still got the uptrend, and it's looking good. It's kind of eased at the moment. And people are talking about $20, $24 targets. I've seen a couple of people on Twitter. One of them said $24. I actually respect them a lot. They actually said 24, so that's interesting. I could definitely see it potentially doing that, and obviously not investment advice. There's just tweets that I've seen on Twitter. But definitely looking pretty interesting. Gunther's plane is flying up there. The whale syndicate apparently is intact. We checked all that out earlier in the live stream. In the first live stream. We might as well pull that up now while we're at it, because we're only counting down. There's not long to go. So we're going to keep following this pretty closely. Remember, this is all getting copied to Pulsechain too. And of course, they're targeting trying to be the ultimate meme coin on Pulsechain is Pulse Dodge coin. And of course, there are other meme coins around, but none of them are quite doing what Pulse Dodge coin is doing over the last time frame that we've been monitoring it. So pretty interesting stuff. Now, the liquidity at the moment, $440,000 and the market cap 23 million on Pulse Dodge coin. The last 24-hour volume, 430,000, as I said, 80 buys, 111 sells. So has had quite a lot of claims today too. We've noticed had a lot more tinkering turtles and crabs claiming, I've seen last time we checked this morning. So there has been a bit of a lift up in claiming. 19 buys in the last 6 hours, 25 sales, 210K volume. So actually quite a lot of volume was in the last 6 hours. The last hour, 3 sells. So that's probably what's dampened the price here a little bit, down to $4.30. In the last 5 minutes, actually $850 sell. So there we are. That's why we're at $4.30 there. But let's go check on the Ether scam. We've got 5.4 million PLSD. at the moment. So we're, looking not too bad. We probably won't end up with more than 6 million. Is probably where we'll end, which is half the total amount we could have ended up with as well. Our contract, we'll go check out the read only and see how many people have claimed. Now, if you to claim this, of course, you need to have had Hex stakes, Hex T-shares at the 20th of April. So if you do qualify, you can do that. And of course, there's 24,626 people have actually claimed so far, 24,000. And that's just over, I think we worked it out, was about 29.8% around that ballpark of all claimants have claimed, which is actually pretty big adoption, right? That's pretty big adoption. All right, so cool. We currently got 16,237, which means a lot of them have sold, and we know that many have traded into other assets, possibly Hex, Maximus, and Edron, all sorts of different things, maybe just into ETH or whatever, USDC. We've got our whales intact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 whales intact there, and our 6th one here just came into the mix, jumped up into number 9. There was some buying in the last 24 hours. Otherwise, to get in the top page, on the first page, you would need 10,005 or 10,006 PLSD to get there. Interesting times. All right, so let's finally check the last thing there. Actually, before we do that, let's check some of the claims that are going on in the last hour. I always like to do a spot check. We had a squid there. It's 21 minutes ago. A little one, I'm not sure what this was, plankton or something, 25. What else we got there? A crab there at 100. So cool. I think that's pretty much it on the last hour. We'll jump away from that. Maybe you're going to be able to come back and watch this video, and this will be kind of an archive of how Pulse Dodge is working, because we've covered it pretty heavily twice a day. We don't always check the Ethereum scam, but we have done it a lot. So it's going to be a bit of an archive. People will come back and have check. What was it like at the time? I'll go check Hex Token. He was covering it twice a day. Go check it. It's kind of funny like that. So we've got 2 days and 7 hours to go. 2 days and 7 hours to go to claim. Then the launch phase, the 100-day launch phase, is over. Now I'm going to try and get Gunther, the accountant, on here. Really would like it to be towards the end of the claim phase, because it's kind of hypey like that. And we'll see what happens there. I was going to make a comment, but I'll leave it out there. But anyway, so that's pretty cool. And he has been flying our plane. He has been flying the plane here. Look at that plane. That's got Gunther flying. And of course, been flying high, right? It's going woo, right to the top. I love playing with that. You can see the little kid in me when I play around with that, but that's just the way it is. So cool. That's how we're rolling at the moment. Bam. And of course, have we got some updates? I think we have got an update for Pulse Dodge. And of course, here's a couple of updates. Tweets been tweeting out quite prolifically on Pulse Dodge coin. And of course, I got to remember not to say Pulse Dodge, because that's a different coin on the BNB. Pulse Dodge coin, PLSD, is what I'm talking about. I don't make forward-looking price statements about Pulse Dodge as 7 hours ago, but I'd like to hear yours. Give me your best price prediction for PLSD any time frame you want. So we'll go to that. We might as well jump in this and say go, 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 go. Hey, that's mine. I say go, 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 go. It's addicted off me. My crystal ball says Hex Crypto report. Pulse Dodge coin price $10 to $15 by the 1st of January. $25 to $50 if Pulsechain is launched by then. $75 to $150 by the 1st of January 2024. $200 to $300 if Pulsechain is launched. But most people might not sell until $1,000 if the $100 psychological barrier is broken. So we got that bit of life. $10 next week, says Uma. $10 next week. In my humble opinion, PLSD equals $50 by the end of the year. Exclamation marks. Got a really, no need to shout out there. No need to shout. Based on multiple layers being built on top of it, the further reducing an already scarce supply $10,000 in 3 years. That's some pretty bullish stuff. Okay, so it's always unlikely to reach these levels, but it's always fun to talk about. I actually think that they've got all the right fundamentals in place, assuming the whales stay intact. But with the staking coming, so the second phase after the launch phase is going to be staking and deflation, and we're excited to see where that leads as well. 12K, 2,000 per coin, unless the burn function is crazy, then higher. What would be considered crazy? So obviously, they're looking to have some sort of deflation burning. Possibly, and of course, staking. So we're going to wait to see what they come up with this. They're going to try and introduce more scarcity from the looks of it. And of course, that's going to be pretty interesting to see it play out. What else there? We are $1,500 by Christmas, there's profit. $11 by the end of the year on both chains. $21 by next year, this time. I think it's a bit low, to be honest. The then dipped back to $1. And then mooned it by 24. I don't know if that's going to even in the ballpark there. So you got lots of different prices here. $400 by June 2024. So there's crypto bull. So some pretty bullish stuff here. Welcome to crypto. holding till 10K, says Crypto Nopal. $15 by October, says David Fowler. Let's have a look here. July, August, September, October. That's probably a little bit, I think, a little bit shy, actually. Still 104 by May 23. Hey, that's probably more realistic if everything plays out accordingly, assuming no whales dumped, that is. So some fun there. Hope you guys enjoyed that. What else we got? Hey, all, what do you think about this chart? Talking about the Pulse Dodge chart there. Let's see what else the Pulse Dodge has been saying. Hey guys, here's a Twitter hack. You can gain crypto followers and onboarding people by clicking Dodge Shib, etc. So they've got a little copies on that. Hexkins gas is hella cheap right now. Make sure you mint your free PLSD and Hedron. Free money for Hexkins, not kidding either. PLSD, Pulse Dodge app, etc. So Hedron too. Nice little cross promotion there. What else have we got going? I think that's it. So just a couple little tidbits there from Pulse Dodge coin. And of course, it is counting down. Just almost 2 days to go. And hopefully we'll be able to get arranged for Gunther the account or hashtag Wolverine onto the chat. What else we got going? Hex Kate Figure says, maybe I left that comment on there. I apologize for leaving the comment on there. Maybe I'm missing something, but I do not know why I would switch my staking in Hex to Maximus. Hex is a much better option for staking, in my humble opinion, says Craig Figure. Yeah, a lot of people will do that. Kate Figure, I guess, is what they'll do. Now, what are the incentives? I guess you're just speculating on the you are getting the extra premium by the staking pool. The bigger pays better. You do have the optionality to sell that position without hurting the underlying Hex stake. Is probably another way of putting it. So there is that. It does have some. I think the overall positive propensity for staking is better than the negative propensity for staking with the underlying Hex contract. Hex is a much better option for staking, in my opinion. We certainly keep control of your own stakes. Yes, hopefully we can get Gunther on tomorrow, last day to claim tomorrow, plus he can update about the staking. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, tomorrow would be good. Staking, once the staking goes straight to 20. Well, we'll see. CSX PLSD. Maximus give you the option to sell if needed. No end stake fees to pay. Also, that's true in the Maximus stakes. There's another good benefit there. Well said, Dog Days. Yes, but for committed staker, I'm not one to sell. Yeah. Obviously, you can accumulate a lot of Hex at the moment. You can just go with the underlying. That's what we would generally say. But these are going to eat up a lot of Hex in the Maximus and the Icosa contracts by HSIs. So they're positive for Hex, super positive for removing circulating supply off the market. That also gives Hex more time to grow. Hex is growing. And of course, it absorbs any of those slightly marginal individual. The individual investors get bigger pays better bonus in addition because they get the big whale bonuses because everyone pulls together. But of course, those are a few further in the future. They don't, whenever the stake ends, they don't get that until then. The other thing, of course, is that the ecosystem in Hex continues to grow and it can absorb that extra whale payouts to the individual investors. So that's another way of looking at it. Kate Figure's not for me, but I wish well with it, says Kate Figure. Dog Day says the saving on gas fees is enough for me, says Dog Days. Kate Figure's got a thumbs up for that. Gas could be 1 ETH at the end of a 15-year stake, says Dog Days. It could be on the at least on the Ethereum chain, on Pulsechain. We're looking to be able to control that. It's going to be interesting to see what the S-load function is on Pulsechain because obviously it's had 8 rises on Ethereum. It may take a couple of years, but I believe Hex will skyrocket long term and leave the reset behind. I'm actually more bullish than that. I actually think it's going to happen sooner than later with the next price rise. I think we're winding up for a good move. I think August is going to be pretty attractive as well for Hex. Also, as Pulse fills long term, its fees will rise and ETH fees will become low again. That's a win-win for Hex on both chains. True that. Now, the other thing, of course, we will have a bit of a hurdle with the FOMC on the 28th and of course on the 27th. Sorry, so it's coming up pretty soon. I'm on the future on the 27th, so I guess it's tomorrow my time. And of course, then on the 28th we've got the GDP numbers. Both those two are big deals, so we don't, we're not ignoring those at all. It could make it a bit rough for the crypto prices and stock market at the end of the week. But then, of course, we've got, like I say, Maximus and Icosa coming out, likely going to launch in August, which will be a massive pump mental. Hex is already kind of looking nice at the moment. I'd like to see it break out a bit higher, but for sure. But it's kind of looking good on the chart. All right, so let's jump over to the BNB coins quickly. We're up to 1 hour and 9 minutes, so we're going to wrap up in about 5 minutes' time, I think. We might have a little encore. Let me know in the chat. If you want to encore, just write go, 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 as Pulse Dodge coin stole my thing. We got Pulse Dodge, the original. This is on BNB at just actually recovered a little bit today. It was under 3/10 of a penny, now over 3/10 of a penny there on Pulse Dodge, the original. P33, someone mentioned they like P33. Well, that is down at the moment, under 11 cents. And of course, if we full chart that, that's looking a bit rough there. And I know this is related to Free Pulse, related to Hot Pulse List and all the other sites that they're running, about 6 sites now, I think. But definitely the meme coin struggling there at the moment. What else we got there? IM though is kicking it. KG, what's happening here with this chart, KG? This is moving up to 12.30. Getting a little uptrend going here on IM. This is the first coin, obviously, on the BNB chain. And, of course, going to get all these coins are going to get airdropped, copied over to a Pulse chain, as I understand it. So, yeah, all these ones, yeah. Cool. Let's have a look at the weight token. The weight token, obviously, people are talking about that, claiming that as an airdrop. It's really, unless you've got a ton of sacrifices, and I know some of you have, it's probably not that that economic to claim. Most people are waiting. We saw that there's 39 million claimed, about 950 million probably accrued somewhere in that ballpark. I could make a spreadsheet, but I can't be bothered. But there we are. We had just under 6/10 of a penny, and what's that? Some sort of hammer doji there or something like that. So it could be a bullish sign of a move higher there. Maybe the low is in, but of course we do have, like I say, the Fed and the GDP numbers coming up. Might make this the rest of the week a bit red, but we'll look out tomorrow, see how we get on. All right, there we are. That's the charts, and of course we covered the Pulse chain as well. Not bad session. Tectonic says check out Tectonic volume. Don't miss out on another massive run. Thank me later. Collect your money. The evolution of money is here. I think Tectonic, you're crazy. Cross chain there. Let me have a look. KT in there as well. What else we got going? I actually read out that tweet. I wasn't sure what it was at the time. I read it out earlier in the first live stream. Not sure what's going on there. I might have to let me just do something here. Can I do something special? Yeah, bam. All right, cool. I'll just hit that user from the channel because I came in the first live stream too. I bought a little Texan token on testnet to help you guys out, says Katie. Nice one, Katie. Go, says Katie. Yeah. We're going to have the extension. Waiting, I am Zen, says DB. Absolutely. Hey, it's a pretty fun concept, though, waiting to the Pulse chain. And the dev does sound pretty good on a live stream I saw the other day. I might go back and watch that and another assessment of that. Very cool. All right. We're coming up to an hour and 12. I was going to do one other thing. What was I going to do? Can't remember now. PulseCon is coming up, folks. PulseCon. That's what I was going to talk about. PulseCon is coming up. PulseCon 2022. Now, tickets are going to go up in price on the 1st of August. So you've only got a couple of days left to pick up Pulse Conference tickets at the current prices. They're going up on the 1st. You can see it there. So if you are going to this, you definitely need to get your tickets because there's 41 days to go, 41 days until it is live in Las Vegas. These are the current ticket prices. They're going to go up. Not the 5 that will probably stay the same, but these other 3 will go up. And the other thing, of course, you can get a 15% discount at the moment. There is a 15% discount at the bottom here somewhere, and you should use that when you're actually buying because it makes sense, right? You're getting a discount. Where is the? It's down here somewhere. Did I go right past it? I bet I did. Better went right past it. There is a discount here somewhere. Where did it go? Oh no, I've lost the discount. It is up here somewhere. That's it there. 15%. Boom. There it is. So if you're going to PulseCon 2022, that is it. PulseCon, everything PulseCon. It's not just, it's going to be a conference and an exhibition, which is pretty cool. I hope that we'll get lots of videos from it so we can talk about them on this channel. We know that Craig and probably Brian, it's now both going to PulseCon, and I know many of you will be there too as well. So excited for that. Hopefully we'll get some feeds from him. Hex currently at 4.48 cents, almost 4.5 cents, teasing us there. Hedron at 7.67. Maxi, man, really pumping it now, 8.5 cents. And of course, let's have a look at that. It is premium is at 89%, getting back up there again. And of course, $4.27 for Pulse Dodge coin. Not bad in the X system. When big base there, it's coming. We're up to an hour and 14. We're going to play our big base. Let's go. Enjoy yourselves, everybody. We're going to do an encore as well, so stay tuned for that. But here it is. Rock on out. Appreciate the support. Subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. I'll catch you tomorrow for 2 more live streams. Pulsechain, Hex, and Pulsex twice a day. That's how we roll. Pimp it out, as we say. And for everybody waking up in the UK, have a great day. Everyone else around the world, party on with Pulsechain. Woo-hoo-hoo. Rock on, as we say. Rock on. All right, let's go. Bam.
That's the biggest truck I've ever seen.
What the fuck? Wow. We're driving the baddest monster truck you ever seen in your life. Most monster trucks, they got 2 wheels in the front that turn. This one's got 4. 4 54-inch wheels turning in the front, another 4 in the back. This is an 8-wheel monster truck. Took 5 years to build. It's got a 6.6 liter single turbo diesel engine running 25 pounds of boost with a Allison 1000 gearbox, 6-speed. This is a bad bitch. If the global zombie apocalypse or pandemic is coming to rain on your parade, this here will get you out of trouble. But it's not so good for getting McDonald's. It's really hard to get around now. It's good for bumping your head and feeling good.
So as everyone knows, it's been a real rough period for crypto investors, and many are actually saying, though, that this turmoil is having something of a cathartic effect, right? In the sense that, listen, it gets rid of the poorly run coins and companies and even some bad actors. Meanwhile, the community itself has really turned into a whole bunch of individual tribes, a lot of believers, of course, committed to their favorite coins. In fact, yesterday I read where a whale reportedly bought 20 million Shiba Inu for 210 million. That would have been the largest purchase in history there. I do want to bring in now Hex.com founder Richard Hart. You know, Richard, you are the man behind Hex, and it's been some tough sledding for you, like everyone else of late. Just tell us exactly, you know, what it is, why you created it.
Well, I mean, Bitcoin's got a lot of stuff it can't do. So, you know, right now you're seeing everyone lose all their money, and I do mean all of their money, to people that said they would give them more coins. They tried to earn yield on their Bitcoin. They gave their keys to somebody else, which is the opposite of why crypto was invented. It was invented to get rid of middlemen. So what does everyone do? They give their keys to middlemen that have a good story. They're going to give you some interest. I invented something that I gave for free to Bitcoin holders that let them generate yield by holding their own keys without giving them to somebody else.
So I did some research, and I want to just ask you about a couple of things, because you've got some detractors out there. It might be a easy way of saying it. And I saw one article in one FI titled "Richard Hart's Hex Token is a Brilliant Scam." It says that the biggest problem with Hex is that the answers you just referred to being paid, but the token doesn't generate revenue. So the only place money can come from is other investors. That would be a Ponzi scheme, no matter how much you spend it. And then, of course, it goes on to say
that's
you
not
lay it
what
on
a Ponzi
thick.
scheme is.
What do you say to an
That's not what a
article like
Ponzi
that?
scheme is.
What do you say to an article like that?
Everyone misuses these words. A Ponzi scheme is a fraudulent endeavor where people are told they're going to pay more from a business activity that doesn't really exist. It's fraudulent. And there's a middleman that pays you your rewards. The family likeness test would say that Hex is most similar to Bitcoin, where miners create money out of thin air and pay themselves their own rewards through the fruits of their own labor. And therefore, since there's no middleman, since you mint your own coins, it cannot be a Ponzi. It can be a bubble, which is why the price drops 85% every 3 or 4 years. But then it goes on to make new all-time highs. So Bitcoin's dropped 85% 3 or 4 times now, and yet it's gone up 690 million% from a penny to $69,000. And so all Hex is Bitcoin with a proof of work change, where we pay people inflation to hold the price up through staking instead of paying them to destroy the environment through SHA-256 mining. So that's all it is. It's Bitcoin with a proof of work change.
I've been bringing a lot of folks on in your space because I'm trying to learn all of this. And again, when people found out you were coming on, I got a whole bunch of articles. There's another one I want to ask you about because, listen, obviously you've got a pretty strong following, but there was one in AZ Coin, and this is 2019. And it says worrisome Hex founder Richard Hart was revealed to be a notorious scammer known as the Spam King. Again, listen.
I got sued for $500 in civil court 20 years ago. And I couldn't pay for a lawyer to defend myself because in small claims court, you can't have a lawyer defend you.
Okay.
It would have cost me more than $500 to fly to Washington to go win the case. So I don't think being sued for $500 in small claims court makes you a spam king.
Richard, where do we go from here with respect to the overall crypto space, Bitcoin, and Hex itself?
I called the top on the day. Everyone else told you Bitcoin was going to 100,000. I told you it was going down to 10,000. Why? Because it drops 85% every once in a while. But people, they forget that happens. They always think that this time's different. Nope, this time's not different. Are people paying $1 million for JPEGs, or more accurately, serial numbers loosely related to JPEGs, which may or may not still be hosted on the internet? Yes, they are. As long as people are doing that, you have to have a crash. The reality will not let idiots that buy JPEGs for $1 million survive.
For Hex, right? I understand you control like 88%.
Oh, Hex.
People want to know, as they're getting in, are you not getting out?
The best time, the origin address has never sold a single Hex. Vitalik dumps Ethereum on your head all the time. The Ethereum Foundation dumps Ethereum on your head all the time. Chainlink founder dumps Chainlink on your head all the time. The origin address in Hex has never sold a single coin, ever. If you want to know who's dumping, just go look. It's all on chain. All of Hex's trading's on chain. Unlike that crap that you see, the fake volume and fake exchange trading you see for all the other coins. All of our stuff's on chain. You can see who sold, when they bought, what other coins they like, when they're locked up for. It's a miracle. It's the most transparent trading in the entire industry.
All right. Hey, that's all the time we have. I appreciate you coming on, and I do say...
You know I called the top on the day, right?
I did not know that. I did not know that. I'm waiting for you to call I thought you were going to come on the show and call the bottom, though. That's what I'm looking for.
I'll call the bottom when it's 11K.
All right,
and then maybe we go a little deeper.
Sounds good. Richard, thank you very much.
Some pickups here, got some amazing robot action. Check out the move Tristan has planned. So we're here on the magic wall of Richard Hart. Tristan, go ahead and show them the move. It's this like smash, right? So it like moves really quick, which for like a camera, it's very fast. We're gonna do playback here so you can see it on the screen. What we're doing is showing you the Hex.com website, but then the camera just flies in right on that 38% yield. Wow! Look at that. That is movie magic, my friends!
Pretty epic.
It's a little awkward on camera. It's his first time on social media. Isn't it cute?
Okay.
It's cute.
Bitcoin's amazing run. Went up, 23x in so many days. Green line up, parabola. Fell out of the parabola, red line. Do I run a paid group, or I just make amazing price calls for free? I make amazing price calls for free. I called the Bitcoin top on the day. Did I charge you for it? Did I charge you anything for the education? No. Why? Because I've been a retired multimillionaire since 2003. I brag about it all the time. I called the top. And I told you last cycle, Ethereum topped 27 days after Bitcoin did. This cycle, Ethereum topped exactly 27 days after Bitcoin did. Exact same thing. Yep, there you go. Bitcoin's great run.
This one?
Here's where we fall out of the parabola. Yep. Just click the chart. Hey, look, we're going up. Oh, look, we're not going up no more. Doom time. And check the timestamp, and that timestamp equals the picture in the chart. That's where I called the top. Anytime we get one of these big run-ups, which by the way is usually following by a crash, which I think we are due for the rest of the crash. We're already down half. I think we'll go down another 75% to an 85% total drop. Nobody else thinks that.
80% total drop for what?
I think Bitcoin will tap $10,000 from its high of 65,000 because that's what it normally does. It drops 85%. Ethereum usually drops 95% because it has lower liquidity. So it acts like a leverage position on Bitcoin to some degree. Well, so Bitcoin runs up, ETH runs up higher.
The people in the Bitcoin ecosystem tell me, look, Bitcoin is unlikely to do what it has been doing in the past couple of cycles, which is drop 80%, precisely because new institutional money have already been placed in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Institutional investors now with more money are likely to make the coin less volatile, so to speak.
It's not true.
How would you respond to that?
They're wrong and I'm right. And I believe that we already had our top at 65K on Bitcoin, 4,400 on Ethereum, and I think we'll find new lows. I think you'll see Ethereum down at 300. I think you'll see Bitcoin down at 10,000 because historically that is what they have done in the past. And if you try and play this time as different game, you're going to lose all your money. Usually it's not different. Usually history tends to repeat itself. Usually the market behavior rhymes. It's not identical, but it rhymes. The top for Bitcoin in this cycle, which had just, I guess, made a new top, so it was a local top, but it lasted 6 months, I called it on the day. I said, this is a top. So Bitcoin went from $65,000 down to $30,000. I think it might even went 29.5, 28, something like that, depending on what exchange you're on. And so it dropped 55% from that day. And how did I know it was that day? Because it fell out of the parabola and everyone had their eyes on a single day. It was the easiest call ever. But it didn't go down the 85 like it normally did. It only went down 55 and now it went up again. But because it went up again, I don't know if it could do a double top. It could just be a temporary higher high and it could go make a new low and make everyone very sad. It took 6 months to make a slightly higher high from 65 to 69. And now
you predicted 60K. Are you prepared to make a prediction on the low?
Yeah, 85% drop. So it was 10K, but now that we went up to 69, it's 11K. I believe in the 85% drop. I believe in people selling the bottom. I believe in the pain. And I don't believe in people buying $1 million JPEGs forever and being profitable forever. Nope. These are reflexive systems. People buy because they go up. They sell because they go down. It went down more than 50%. It fell out of the parabola. When things fall out of parabolas, they drop 85%.
Bullish?
On Bitcoin? No.
Are you bullish on Ethereum?
No.
Why not?
Market's already had a bull run for 3 years. Ethereum already did a 50x. Jimmy Fallon of The Tonight Show has an NFT for his profile picture. El Salvador bought it. Michael Saylor bought it. The world's richest guy bought it. Who didn't buy yet? Who hasn't heard of it yet? You've been in a bull run for 3 years now. You dropped out of the parabola. You dropped 55%. By the way, I called the top on the day. And that top call was good for 8.5 months now and only out of profit one single day by about 6%. Even less than 6%, actually. And I do that for free.
So it's down 38% now.
Yeah.
Does that mean that this is a good time to buy? What's going on? Where's it going next? No?
No, when it falls out of the parabola, it goes up with a parabolic rise. When it falls out of the parabola, it tends to drop 85% of its value. So 85% down from 69K is 11K. Hello, everybody. Richard Hart here. I called the Bitcoin top on the day 10 months ago while everyone else told you it was going to $100,000. There was a 65K top, and then it went down 55% under 30K, and then it bounced. It went up to 69, back down to doom again. Now it's at 35. So, bounces aren't illegal. You do get bounces. As a matter of fact, I called a bounce, and my tweet was the literal exact bottom of the bounce. I said, look, we're due for a 12% bounce. We got the 12% bounce, and then we went and did new doom. Who does it better? Nobody. Nobody does it better. I mean, look, I won't tell you I hate bragging because I kind of like it, but I deserve it, man. And that's why I changed my username too. I called the Bitcoin top. And who are they putting on TV? People that got you wrecked.
Here it is. Here's the first one. Here's the second one, which is why I brought you back here today, because you did call the top right. I don't think many people gave you the credit because.
It's hard, man. It's hard to take the opposite position to absolutely everyone else, but sometimes you have to.
What's
Where's the next low then for Bitcoin?
Traditionally, Bitcoin drops 85% after a parabolic blow off top. This cycle was different because the government, it should go down to about 11K. So since it was,
that's a reasonable
yes,
expectation.
Agree, yes, because it's what it has been doing for decades. It always drops 85%.
What's going to happen to Hex?
Hex continues to have giant dips like it always has, but it also makes new all-time highs. You got to understand that an 80% dip only cancels out a 5x pump. And when you have a 1,000,000% pump, you would have to drop 999999999% to cancel it out. Bitcoin had its run.
It's not had its run. Bitcoin's early days, man. Bitcoin's going to have its real run.
Dude that bought 13-year-old bag that just got here is like, yo, I didn't buy the top. I called the top of the day. You did not. You probably dollar cost averaged into the top on the day. Like, I'm telling you as a person that knows more about Bitcoin than you. I called the Bitcoin top on the day 11 months ago. Who else called the top on the day? Nobody. I called the top on the day, and it's been in profit every single day except one. It's a little tiny day where it made a little Judas candle, got everybody long, a fake breakout, and then went straight down. Dropped 55% after that little fake out candle. What else? Yeah, call the tops on the day for free. Free YouTube, youtube.com/Richard Hart, you name it. We're just living the dream out here. You know, we're doing everything better, and people are starting to figure it out. They're starting to go like, oh, wow, those guys are really killing it. Big Simp 69 asks, have I ever called the Bitcoin top? Yes, I have. More than once. He took on leverage. He encumbered his Bitcoin that he has to get more Bitcoin at a higher price, and now he gets liquidated at 21K. And I think the price will go down to 11K.
Do you think he took out collateralized loans?
Yeah, he bragged about it. He tweeted about it and bragged about it. You know, he took on $200 million of leverage from Silvergate Bank with a Bitcoin collateralized loan, and it's just reflexivity. So now, instead of never having to get liquidated, now you've got a leverage position. And what are the three ways smart people go broke? Liquor, ladies, leverage.
Yeah. So once again, Richard Hart doing victory laps. Called top on the day. Bitcoin told you 27 days later. Ethereum. It did the same. Told you don't pick up pennies in front of freight trains. Withdraw your money, not your keys, not your coins. Celsius stops withdrawals today. Celsius is down 99%. I can't be more right. I'm always right. It's like, it just sucks that the things I'm right about are things that are getting people are just choosing to get themselves wrecked. I know what else I can do for you. You know, it's crazy.
People are like, oh, you were bullish in November of 2017. You're like, yeah. And then the price went up. And then when right before the price started going down, I called it. Like, people are so dumb. They don't update their worldview. Ethereum used to suck. It used to only have scams on it. Then it kicked ass. Yeah. And now it's too expensive and too full. So I have to launch a new thing called Pulsechain. So, you know, like you have to update your worldview. Technology is a constantly evolving process. And if you don't update your worldview, you're just going to get left behind.